We are at a loss for the horrific news that the two babies, two children, Ariel and Kfir, whose name mean lions, were devoured brutally by the enemy. And first we experience sadness, the human tragedy, what it means for their family, what it means for them. Then humiliation at how they mocked our pain. They mocked this brutality. And then we experience anger, some bitterness. How could this happen? How could a loving God allow this to happen? What could they possibly have done to deserve that? The pasuk in the parsha teaches us about nizikin, about damages between one Jew and another, where I damage your property and I have to pay. There are many different examples. There's an entire Seder in Shas dedicated to the subject. And the pasuk in one example says, "Kiseitze eish," when a fire goes out, umatza kaitzim, and it finds thorns, v'nech al gadish, and it consumes a haystack, a stack of grain. Oy hakama, or the stalk, oy hasada, or the field, shalem yeshalem hamavir sabeira, the person who lit that fire will surely pay. The Or Chaim HaKadosh says there's a deeper meaning in this pasuk. Kiseitze eish, when the fire of din, of judgment, comes out, and it's out, even though we saw Hashem protect our people from this attempted bus bombing. There's definitely eish, judgment. Umatza kaitzim, it finds thorns, rishaim, to fuel the flames. And then v'nechal gadish, it could consume a gadish. What does gadish mean? A stack of grain. Writes the Or Chaim HaKadosh, it means the tinokos, the children, the babies, who can't stand on their own. They're like kernels of grain leaning up against each other. Just what we saw. Oy hakama, or it consumes the stalk, a man of stature, a tall, dignified Jew like Oded Lifshitz, Hashem Yinkam Dama. Oy hasada, or the entire field. Shalem Yeshalem Hamavir Sabeira, the one who lit that fire. They will pay dearly. We just took in the month of Adar, Shabbos Mevarchim, the month when the Jewish people vanquish, triumph over the enemies. May we all be zocha to see that day be fulfilled with the avenging of these horrific murders. But if the only message we take from this is that these people are really bad and they will pay and there will be retribution, that would be missing the bigger picture, because we, ma'aminim b'nei ma'aminim, the frum people, we understand that nothing could happen without Hashem allowing it, willing it to be. When October 7th happened, Reb Tzvi Berkowitz from Ner Yisrael spoke, and he said, who is Hashem speaking to with these actions? Speaking to the people who are listening, speaking to us. He's sending a message to us. So if something happened, if a tragedy like this could happen, it means we are not living up to who we can be. Our relationship with Hashem has weakened. And so Hashem's relationship with us has weakened too. This is not how it's supposed to be with the Jewish people in Eretz Yisrael. We have that described in the parsha. Ki yelech malachi lefanecha, my messenger will go before you, and he will bring you to the Holy Land. And you will keep the Torah, you will observe the words of Hashem that the Malach conveys. Ve'oyavti es oyevecha v'tzarti es tzorecha, I will vanquish your enemies. I will persecute those who torment you. I will remove disease from your midst. This mispar yamecha amale, you will live a full life. Your days will be full. I will send my fear before you, and your enemies will be confused and flee from you. There will never be a parent who loses a child. That's how it's supposed to be. So if this happened, it means there is something missing. And Hashem, through these actions, is speaking to us, those who are listening. So we need to think, how can we be better? Ben Adam lachaver, Ben Adam lamakam. We are going to start in the shul on Chevra Mishnayos, learning Mishnayos Bava Kama, the laws of Nizikin. One Mishnah a day after Mincha Ma'ariv, Le'ilui Nishmas, these hostages who were killed. And encourage the women to do something as well, to start a Tehillim, or a weekly meeting where there's some Torah being said, some davening that is being said, to think of how to help us do something concrete to improve, to become closer to Hashem. So that none of this, we don't see this anymore. And that we should all be zoicha, that through these efforts, the efforts of Klal Yisrael, listening, hearing, doing teshuvah, taking on something to better ourselves, we will experience the fruition of these psukim, with the coming of Mashiach, with the Jewish people, Shuriyim al Admasam, with Shalom for us and all of Klal Yisrael. Amen.